Hello everyone and welcome back to the studio here in lovely Northumberland. Today I'm going to do a picture that I took the night before last, I think it was, when I was walking the dogs down the track. And it's a mate's farm just across the fields. I've got a blown up version of it here, but what I'm actually painting it from is there. And you can see I've got a big field in the foreground, which is nice and bright. And the farm buildings and loads of trees. It's a bit grim and a bit grey looking there, but I shall make it lighter. And what I've got here, the blown up version, it's quite odd actually, because with the house, it looks all odd. That's because these chimneys and that bit of roof there, it's the house behind it. There's no chimneys there on this building, so there's just one there, so I shall stick another one there as well. But there's no white chimneys. And as you can see, the buildings of the old farm cottages here, the roofs, sorry, they're just about white. I might actually leave them white, I don't know, we'll see when I get to that bit. So, on with the drawing. So I'm starting off with the building here. And even that's odd, because as you can see, that roof's got a steep angle and that one's like chopped off there. I'm going to change that a bit. Well, there's one end of the roof there. There's a straight bit here. Like so. And then I'm going to bring that down almost like that, there. Make the drawing what you want of it. If you need to change bits, change it. But what you've got to think about with buildings especially, when you've got a bit that's like that is, looks okay there on the photograph because you know it's true. If you know what I mean. But on a painting, it's not going to look right. I've got a chimney on the end here. The pencil, of course, usual. IKEA. Specialist pencils from IKEA. They're called for nothing. Bit of that coming down. Chimney pot on there. And like I said, I'm going to invent one here. A little bit of an angle there. And down into the roof. And one chimney pot on top of that as well. Here's the walls of the building.
Okay.
I've just altered that slightly. Here's the walls of the building. Down from there. I'll do for that. And now, windows. Got 3 across the top. And they're not evenly spaced either. Like I say, nothing about this building is regular. Bit of that. Like I say, this is a mate of mine's house, but this isn't actually the farm building. The farmhouse is the white one behind it that you can't actually see. And here, offset from that, is a porch. A little bit there. That's just inside there. And those bits are white, or there will be. And then a couple of windows underneath in line with the ones above. Like so. And I've got a hedge underneath those, so they don't need to be flat at the bottom. Trees there. Bushy bit. And then a bit of hedge in front of that building there. That goes all the way across. I've got just missed that. I've got a window in there. And behind that, I've got a slightly lower old barn. Comes in, just tucks in behind there. And you just see the roof of that really. Then in front of that, I've got the farm cottages. And that line is going downwards ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Like that. And then a couple of chimneys on that. Another one there. Slightly bigger, slightly taller. Easy peasy. And that pops in behind there. And then another building here. And again, that one going slightly downwards. That's a long one, that one. And I have a tree, I've got trees here. And the base of the roof there. And a little bit here. And then again, you can see bushes. Well, you can't actually see them that clearly on here, but they're there. And some more here. And more trees here. And in the distance, basically, I mean, that looks like hillside or something, but it's not. It's just distant bushes, trees going off. I know, I walk the dogs there all the time. There's a taller one in the distance there. And more here. And then I've got stronger ones just here. I'm reminding myself that they're stronger by just pressing on harder with the pencil. And more hedges and bushes. And you'll notice I've only taped the top and the bottom of this piece of paper. That's because I'm coming across as far as I want. And then I'll tape the sides. And below here, I've got some hedge. And there's a gate in that as well. Don't need a lot of detail in that, just a few horizontals, a couple of verticals. And carry on with the hedge across here. And here in the foreground, a big field. In between the end of this field and those hedges, there's the road, which you can't see. So, I'm not going to let in. A bit of hedge there. And that's it, drawing done. Now, all I need to do is tape on both sides. Now, that's me taped on. Time for the sky wash now. And it's in acrylics. If you haven't got one of these, get yourself one. Stay wet palette. Mine's a mess, but everything I use is a mess. But how acrylics dries up quickly in your palette or whatever you're using. At the end of the painting, you've got to throw that paint away because it dries up on you. This, I used this last on a demo I did for an art society about 2 weeks ago. As you can see, I've just topped up the raw sienna, but as you can see, the paint's all ready to use. And all it is, you've got a filament on top, one underneath which you keep wet, put that on top, and then squeeze the paint out. Then at the end of the day, when you finish, put the lid back on. The only time when you have to change it, is when it starts to go mouldy. And you can see my cobalt blue is going mouldy a little bit, but it'll spoil the paint. So, yeah, plenty of water. I'm going to treat this like a watercolour. Loads of water first on the top. And the paper I'm using, £140 Lambton. This is my watercolour paper. I don't use acrylic papers. Personal preference, I don't like them. Just stick with your watercolour paper. Loads of water on that. And like I say, I'm going to treat it like a watercolour, so I need lots of water in the paint as well for this. There's my cobalt blue. Touch of titanium white into that. Bit more blue, better. Plenty of water again. And people say, what's the point in treating it like a watercolour? Why don't you just use watercolour? Because with acrylics, you can put light on top of dark, which of course you can't do in watercolours. Coming down here, all the way down. And like I said, this was a grey day when I took the photograph on my phone. I'm going to make it brighter. That's cobalt blue and titanium white. Now I'm going to wash out, squeeze out, squeeze the brush between my fingers there, and take some clouds out. Wash out again. Take some more out here. There. Isn't that easy? A very simple sky. How's that go?
Lovely.
And again, one pop. Did you say lovely? You give me a compliment then. And let it dry. Now, the sky's not totally dry, but it's fine to carry on painting because I'm going to start straight away with the buildings and get them done. And I'm changing to my number 8 round brush, and I've got a little bit of raw umber here, bit there, and a bit of raw sienna, and plenty of water into it. All down that across here. That's me. I'm just thinking I need a little bit more raw umber into that. Yeah, that's better. Around the windows and the little porch thing. That's a building tool. Do you realise that, girl?
Well, it's evocative.
What?
It's evocative. Porch thing.
Okay. Evocative. Okay, fine. Now, I can paint that white or I can leave it white because, of course, because it's acrylics, I can use my titanium white, which I did in the sky. All the way across there. And I'm going above the line that I painted wrongly. You see, Gail, even I made a mistake.
Yes, I know that.
Pardon?
I said I know that.
I can't believe you repeated it. Come down that. Simples. And once you've done the drawing, in any medium, whether it's watercolour pencils, acrylics, whatever, once you've done the drawing with something like this, the painting of it is dead easy because you're just filling in your own blocks. Now, a little bit more raw sienna and more water into that. But it's a lot lighter on that side there. Look. Like that. Look like that, just like that. And I'm going to have a little bit of that on there as well while I've got that mix going. All with the number 8 round brush. And by the way, the brush I'm using, again, the acrylics that I use is System 3 acrylics, Dale Rowney System 3. They're fabulous things. But they also have the brushes, System 3 brushes. I'm just using my normal watercolour brushes, which are aquafine brushes. And aquafine brushes are really sturdy. Will take any amount of abuse. And you can use them for your acrylics, as well as your watercolours. Bit that. Now, into that raw umber mix, I'm going to add a little bit of burnt sienna. So I've got more of a red brick colour. There. All the chimneys. Like that. Like that. And a little bit in those. Number 8 round brush, you've got a lovely fine point to it. And actually, I was talking about Systems acrylic brushes. This one is an acrylic brush. Just realised, Gail. It's a System 3 brush.
Looks the same, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's because it's got a round, a yellow thing. As opposed to on these, it's got a blue thing. That's aquafine. That's System 3. But just use your aquafine brushes. A bit more of that. More water into it. Like weaker that, and that, and there. And on those two.
I suppose you get used to your own brushes as you keep painting, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And I'll leave that for a second. Now, this roof is Pantel colour, you know, ready brown. So I'm going to have, of course you can see it there. Can you see it again?
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to have burnt sienna there, but I'm going to add a touch of titanium white to it as well, a bit there. That's yummy, isn't it, Gail?
Brick colour.
That's not brick, it's Pantel.
Oh, sorry. Pantal colour.
So rephrase that.
Ooh, Pantal colour.
Ah, that's better. Gosh, it is, isn't it? Yes. Look at that. I'm just filling that in now.
Looks like a brick colour.
Excuse me.
You could use it for bricks if it wasn't a Pantal roof.
But it's a Pantel.
But it's a Pantal.
Shut up now.
Okay.
Done it enough now. Oh, sorry. Was that disrespect?
It was very disrespectful. You don't tell me to shut up.
Okay.
I tell you to shut up.
I know that. And then it's not disrespectful, is it?
No.
Then it's Gail just being Gail. A witch.
That's disrespect.
Sorry?
And that's disrespectful to witches.
What we're referring to here is one of the other videos was somebody got in touch and said, I was going to subscribe to you, but then I heard how disrespectful you were to the person filming. So I'm not going to subscribe to you. That's not a person, that's my boss. Now, a heck of a lot more water. I'm not going to put any more paint in that brush. And by the way, I'm talking about brushes, how good they are, these things. I've done that all with one dip. I haven't dipped in again. And now I've finished with that side, I'm just going to put more water into the brush. So it's a lot weaker on that side there. Look. Brush holding, water, colour. What do I mean, Gav?
I'm not sure.
Water holding capabilities of these brushes is fabulous. Bit there. Roof done. Now, into the windows. And I shall have a little bit of paint grey here. Bit of paint grey. A little bit of cobalt blue. Bit there. Plenty of water. And just with the tip, of my number 8 round brush. I'm just going to put 4 little blobs inside each window. Easy, innit?
You need a really steady hand for that, as I know, to my cost.
Yeah. You mean one of Gail's fails?
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, that.
You know why?
Why?
It's because you don't drink. Red wine helps and this kind of stuff.
I'm not going back on alcohol just so I can draw windows.
Well,
Paint windows, I mean.
Gail doesn't drink, by the way, everybody. Everybody keeps asking to see you, by the way.
Yes, makes me even more boring now.
Yeah, I know. Gail doesn't drink. She used to be a right lush.
That's why I've stopped.
But she don't drink now.
No.
Right there.
I had my money's worth.
And a couple of strokes in there. For the door, what colour's that door? It's a really dark blue. So I'm going to have, again, cobalt blue with a lot more paint grey into it. There, look. And that's just gone in there. Like that. Not like that, just like that. A lot more water, just for the porch roof. When I said a lot more water, not quite as much as that. I want some paint as well. There. For that roof there, I'm going to stick with that colour, which is almost like a slate grey, really. Just block that in. All the way across. And again, this is what I'm talking about. That's one dip of the paint, and that's going to do the whole thing. Down that. Now, a heck of a lot more water. I said I was probably going to leave those white, and probably not. Heck of a lot more water into that same mix there, and even that's too strong. A bit more. Just block those in there. I'm not leaving them white, with a little bit of colour, but it's very, very light. This one here, I'm going to put a little bit of raw sienna there, and a heck of a lot of water. More water. Keep it light. And the light of those will really make the shadow more effective when I put the shadow in. That little bit of roof building there, touch of raw umber again. And just block that in there. Easy peasy. Now, all that's left on all of these buildings is the shadow to put in. So that's how easy they can be. Now, time to put the shadows in the buildings. And this is me just kind of like pointing out, there's a little bit of wobble there because I put so much water on the paper, I mean, because I've put so much water on there. But I've got no worries about this. Like I said, this is the Langton rough paper. It's never going to let me down. And when I take the tape off and it all dries out totally, it'll dry out totally flat, so there's no need to worry about that. As long as it never wobbles enough to stop you from painting, but of course it doesn't. And that's me sounding really thoughtful and telling you that. But actually, what just happened in that last break, Gail said, tell them about the wobble. So I just did. So now I've got a little bit of deep violet, this one's called. Like I say, these are System 3 paints, Dale Rowney System 3. Deep violet and a touch of Payne's grey. And deep violet is a lovely colour, but it's very, very strong. So be careful how much you use of it. I actually call it violent violet. So in the windows there, look, across the top and down the left hand side. You see how that recesses the window into the building? Do you see that, Gail?
Yes, I can see that.
Good. Please, you can see that, Gail.
Mm-hmm.
Golly gosh. Over there. And down that. And again in here. Basically in all of the windows. But instantly when you do that, it depends where the light's coming from. If the light's coming from the right, I will put this line that I'm painting now down the right hand side of the window. Like that. But because of the roofs there, as you can tell, it's coming from the left. In the door. But now again, inside there. And that would cast a shadow there. And now, where the roof meets the building, a nice strong dark hard line underneath there. All the way across. A little bit there. Now, clean damp brush, just off my brush here, clean damp brush, soften that line down slightly, look. There. Now that makes that roof sit down on the building, doesn't it, Gail?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. On the chimneys, bit there, bit there. And the chimney also cast a shadow there. A bit there. And a little bit underneath those. And again, underneath the roof there. A bit there. That is the building. It's done. Isn't that simple?
Easy.
Easy peasy. Okay, everything's dried now. So it's just different variants of green going on here. Lots of different trees. Distance, foreground, middle distance, all over the place. And I'm going to start off with my number 8 round brush. And I've got a little bit of hooker's green. I use hooker's green exactly the same in acrylics as I do in watercolours, as a mixer, but never use it by itself. And I've got hooker's green and raw sienna there, and plenty of water into that, look. These are the distant ones, don't want them coming too far forward. There you go, let's just pop them on there. And I'm just dabbing on with the tip of my round brush, my number 8 brush. If you're wondering what the noises are in the background, Frank and Bert have now joined us in here. The beasties. And again, around the buildings carefully. And just chapping. And as I said before about the brushes, I know I keep banging on about the brushes, but they're very important. The brushes are very important. And these are not expensive brushes. But again, you'll see that I dipped in over there to start off with. And I haven't dipped in again. Across, again, carefully around the building. Tapping on. A bit more up here. And I've done all of that with the initial dip of the brush. A bit more there. And now I'll come over here as well. Still haven't dipped in. I think that's incredible. What you got?
Amazing.
I liked them so much I bought the company. That's a lie.
Don't know how much money.
Do you remember that advert?
I do. The shaver.
Or was it a shaver? It was a shaver, wasn't it?
shaver.
Yeah. Still dipping, still tapping. And down here, carefully around the building again. And it's all these trees and bushy bits that make the building stand out. And the paint's starting to run out of the brush now, but I'll still finish it off with that one dip. Now, just cobalt blue. Plenty of water into this. Like that. And drop some blue in there as well. Again, carefully around the buildings. And be aware of where the light's coming from all the time. Light's coming from the left in this one. Nice and dark all around the buildings there. Now bring some bits up to the right hand side of some of these bushy bits. Just tapping. Some of that down here as well. I moved a bit quick then, now girl. You weren't ready for that, were you?
I wasn't. It took me by surprise there.
Yeah, I know. Keep you on your toes.
Keep me awake.
Excuse me. Now, just water. Soften some of that I've put in. Soften it upwards slightly. And again, a bit more of that. Softening up here. And all that's going to happen next for the trees in front of this lot is that they're going to get stronger. Now, I've got again my Hooker's Green, this time with burnt sienna, so it's stronger. Not that much stronger, but more green to that. There we go. A darker green look. And this is kind of like a monkey puzzle tree type thing. I've just been told off by Gail. Again. For standing on the cable, the microphone cable. And I wasn't standing on the cable at all.
You were?
I wasn't.
I would have said it if you weren't.
Then she realised that she was wrong, so she still tried to make it into my fault. That's because she's a mistress. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes. Of street lighting.
You're
street lighting me there.
Excuse me, there's no street lighting.
You were standing on the cable.
Now, I'm using the side of the round brush. Stop telling me off and just look at the paint. Tapping on it up like that. Not like that, like that. That good, girl? Like that? Okay. Keep that dark going there. And again, carefully around the building.
Anyway, it's gas lighting, not street lighting.
It's street lighting. Look, you see? You're doing it again. Bit down there. Almost another one in there, actually. I don't like just one sticking up here. Make another one there. And you notice I've done the tree trunk in the same colour as the foliage. That's just because I wanted to.
You're painting it. You do what you like.
There. Easy peasy. We're going to add some light to these as well afterwards. But now, whilst I'm still in with that colour, and this time, look, with my number 8 round, I'm going to split the brush. I've made a mess of it, look, like that. And stipple on. Different textures to the trees. And again, stippling. Keep the brush split. Easy peasy. Mainly on the top bits, that stippling up. And now start filling. It's getting windy out there.
Yes.
at the moment, apparently, we're in the midst of storm what?
I don't know. Alan?
Is it Lily or something?
Lillian?
Lillian, that's right. Storm Lillian. I don't know who decides to name storms. Well, I do know that if they ever have a storm gale, it will be the apocalypse.
Well, we haven't really got a storm here, we've just got a bit of wind.
Yeah, it's just a bit of wind. And we're used to that, aren't we, Gail?
We are in this house.
Because of the dogs, I think
the
we're
dogs,
talking
of
about.
course.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Not you.
Not you either. Much.
Not me. Down there, like that.
In fact, socially, we couldn't afford not to have dogs, could we?
Not really.
Nobody to blame.
Now, a little bit of Payne's Grey. Stippling that in there as well, look. Stippling on. Mainly in the base. And in between blocks of tree. Like there, look. And a bit of the base. Now, in with a little bit of Naples yellow. Naples yellow is fabulous on the bit. There we go, there's my Naples yellow. And we'll have a few touches of that up here. Like so. Just dabbing on, and to the left hand side, keep that light going. Now, just touch. Bit of digital art now. You were waiting for that one, weren't you?
No.
And again, bit of Naples yellow.
That's the best.
Across here. A little bit there. And again, touch it. Tap. I'm not rubbing, I'm just dabbing. Squash some lumps. A little bits of that over here. Dab on. And a few bits there. And again, tap. Easy. Now, I'm going to have down here, I'm going to have those even stronger and darker. Just keep various colours going on throughout. Again, Hooker's green, this time with raw umber into it. Now, much darker look. Bit more raw umber. Okay. Look, lovely. Just dab on. And thank goodness there's not a lot of grasses in this painting, or a path. And again, a bit more of that, just dabbing. Look at that, trees, aren't they easy? Gee whiz. You're not supposed to turn the camera at me. Turn it to yourself, everybody keeps asking to see you.
No.
Bit there. And now that I've said that, you know, people will say in the feedback, why?
Yes, I know. What's wrong with her?
Believe me, there's a lot wrong with it. And some more down here.
You know me, I'm a very shy and modest character.
Ask the suppliers who do business with us. Scary is the word. Now I've got some more bushy bits, and I'm going to keep that colour the same with the raw umber into it for those there, darker. And you see, just with one green, Hooker's green, mixed with various other colours, I've got lots of different tones of greens going on in there.
Would you say that's all harmonious?
What?
And would you say that means it's all harmonious?
You mean that's what I'm supposed to say next, is it? And that's all harmonious.
That's right.
Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Bit there. Now, some raw sienna in there as well. Just raw sienna, look. Put some of that in amongst there, look. Like that. Again, it's another different green. Is that harmonious as well, Gal?
It is harmonious.
That's why I keep agreeing with you.
Because I'm right.
No, keep harmony.
I think you'll find it's because I'm right.
There is the law, according to Gail. But Naples yellow, I think? Yes, that's some Naples yellow in there. 2 touches in here especially. Tap it on. A few bits on the outer edge there. I'm liking that actually. And a few bits there as well. Stronger. Make the Naples yellow stronger on there. And by the way, I'm not putting anywhere near as much water in there. In fact here, I haven't got any water added in. It's just a damp brush. And again, tap. Tapping on. There. All the trees done. Now, a few bushy bits in here, the hedge, gate, and then it's just big foreground bits. So, still with my number 8 round, and I'm going to have raw sienna, a lot of raw sienna, there, with a touch of hooker's green, there. There you go. And just pop those in there. Up to the building carefully. And because this is on paper, there's nothing wrong with leaving a few bits of white paper shine through. It's all added light to a picture. Tap on that. A few bits there. Just dab. And around there. Now, for the hedge, I've left the gate for a second. For the hedge around here, again, I want a nice dark green for this. Hooker's green, burnt sienna. Nice dark rich green there. Plenty of burnt sienna into it though. There. Hedgy colour. That's hedgy colour, that, yeah.
Is it? Depends on your hedge.
Eh?
It depends on your hedge. What your hedge is made of.
Oh, God. It's this hedge. Okay?
Okay.
Tapping on down there.
Can't just have hedge colour, that's all I'm saying.
I think I'm going to have that mixed and put in a tube and call it Charles Evans Hedge. And then people will send me lots of money for it. And do you know what that will make it? A hedge fund. You see? I am a comical genius. I just made that up.
That's very good. Very good, actually. You also get a lot of different pictures saying, this is a hedge, this isn't your colour.
Yeah, that's true. That. And some across here now. Keep that colour nice and dark so it splits between the two. There, look, you see. Tapping on. And another dip. I'm dipping because I want to keep this paint really strong.
Dipping into your hedge fund.
I see what you did there, girl.
Yeah.
Trying to steal my jokes, yeah. Yeah.
Just expand on.
Golly gosh. There, all the way across. And bumping it up a bit at the base of the building, look, bumping it up, that's another technical term.
Mm-hmm.
And just tapping. Is that a stretch near you on, Frank? Just a bit of comment from the dogs in the back there. There, all the way across. But as I say, I'm leaving little bits of white paper showing through in between areas as well. just where it happens to happen, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean, yeah?
Happenstance.
There, just big foregrounds next. Oh no, I've got a gate to do. For the gate, I'm going to my rigger brush, which of course, as you all know, is the only small brush that I use, number 4 rigger. And I'm going to use just paint grey. And just fill the gate in there. To be honest, you can't see it that much, but I may as well have it in since I drew it. And across there. And a bit down there. There, gated. And as I'm looking at that, I'm just thinking I need a few more bits of darkness and light in there, here and there. So I'm going in with Payne's Grey and blue. Some of that in amongst here, look. A few bits. Yeah, I like that better now, Gail.
Just breaking it up a bit.
Yeah, I like it better. Mm-hmm. What do you mean breaking it up a bit? It's me that's painting, you know.
I'm just pointing out what you're doing.
Okay, fine. All that down there as well. Every now and then just step back from your painting and have a look, see if it needs other stuff. Because you always see more of the painting when you step back.
Like that.
Like that. Are you doing it for the camera? That was clever.
I know, I am.
I'm pleased I told you to do that. And a bit up there. Now a little bit more light. Strong Naples yellow. There, look. Look, lovely. I love Naples yellow. I keep saying that, don't I? But I do. Again, tap. And now I'm going to let that dry for 2 minutes. Then it's the big foreground bits. Now, like I say, it's all big foreground stuff now. And so, for the first time actually, I'm going to my 3/4 inch flat brush. And I want a little bit of raw sienna to start with. Plenty of water into it. It's not like a sky wash amount of water, but more water than I've used for this lot here. And across here, like so. As I said, that's just raw sienna, plenty of water. And this is a stubble field actually. They've already, as you can see, there. They've already cut the corn, and that's the stubble left. Which is perfect for galloping across with horses. If you're into horses, you always look forward to the stubble time. There. All the way across. A little bit stronger down here. And a few lines of stronger here and there. Lines are stronger, you know what I mean, don't you? Mm-hmm. Don't like those 2 lines that were drips. Get rid of them. Now, a little bit of hooker's green and raw sienna. A lot of raw sienna. We'll have that there in between the hedgerow and the field. Going up to the hedgerow now. Still with the 3/4 inch brush, just tapping on and pushing upwards slightly up towards the hedge. All the way across. Isn't that easy? I wasn't talking to you. Oh.
Who were you talking to then?
The people.
Oh, okay.
This is not for us, you know. It's for the people. Let that run down. That's fine. Giving a softer edge between. Now, wash out, squeeze out. Take out a few bits in there. Something like that, yeah?
Almost as if you knew what you were doing.
Almost. Thank you very much for that. Making sure these get wider as they come further out. Now starting to change the direction of them slightly. And this plough, stubble, was done after lunch, you can tell that. Don't make me laugh. Once I've changed direction, it's coming round. Do you see that, Gail?
I can see that.
That's good, because if you can see it, everyone else can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a little bit of Naples yellow, still with that same brush, 3/4 inch flat. And a few bits of Naples yellow here and there. And the paint is thicker. I haven't got it watered down like I had for the raw sienna. Basically, you're just roughing this up a bit. You've got the colour on, you've got the movement of the thing. Now just add a few dabs of colour here and there. A few bits across here. I'm still getting rid of those two drips there. You see, I'm pointing out the mistakes to you. Because everybody makes mistakes. That was a drip when I put the sky on, then the water came down.
Was that where it came
Yeah,
from?
that's where it came from. But now, gone.
Good.
Always point out your mistakes. That way, it doesn't make it seem like a know-all. Bit like Gail.
The thing is, I don't make mistakes.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean! Now, we'll have, with my rigger brush, and a little bit of paint spray, just from my rigger brush there, we'll have a few bobs.
Bolts.
Ticks in the sky. There's a tick with a stick. Now, a few more.
Because you get a lot of birds over stubble, don't you?
Yeah, you do, actually.
Looking for the greens.
Looking for the what?
Greens?
Yeah, true, true. I'm just thinking, do I need some shadow in there? I think I do, don't I?
Probably.
Yeah. I'm going to round that off with some shadow. So now, again, still with my 3/4 inch brush, I'm going to have a little bit of violet there. See how strong that is. A little bit of Payne's grey. Now, a lot of water. That's my shadow coming in there. Imagine there's a tree over here out of shot. It was good to have the shadow.
It was, yes. Another dimension.
Yes. Are you pleased you thought of that?
I would have thought of it eventually,
Yeah,
obviously.
of course you would, obviously. It's coming in there, spreading it out a bit here, and down to the bottom of the painting there. Motorbikes going past. It's bank holiday, of course, isn't it? I keep thinking, I'm forgetting it's bank holiday.
It is.
All the lemmings are up here in force. Yeah. Now all I need to do is take the tape off. And there we go. Job done. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's a big painting, but it wasn't difficult, as you see. The buildings are not too difficult. Once you've got the drawing done, the rest is a doddle. You're just filling in your blocks. And the trees, they're just big dab it on bits. The brushes I used, I kept telling you, Aquafine, I mean, like I said, that one is a System 3 brush, but Aquafine would do it just the same. Aquafine 1.5 inch flat wash brush, 3/4 inch flat wash brush, number 8 round, and number 4 rigger. With those, that's all the brushes I ever use, and I don't mean for today, I mean ever, that's all I ever use. So, Aquafine brushes, System 3 paints, these big tubes. How much do these go on the website?
It's watching you avidly there.
Are you watching? There you go, mate. He's actually got raw sienna on his nose.
270.
270 on the website, those.
Yeah.
System 3, they're big tubes, lovely paints. They're lovely creamy consistency. They go on, they flow beautifully. I love them. So, Aquafine brushes, System 3 paints, and the paper that I used is the Langton Rough. Just get rid of those. The Langton Rough. And we sell it on the website in 2 formats, A3 and A4. Langton Rough watercolour paper. It's beautiful stuff. And it's internally sized, so there's no wrong side to paint on. Both sides are sized. Beautiful stuff. And I use that for, obviously, my acrylics and my watercolours. And we've got a couple of books on acrylics here. Complete beginner's guide, absolute beginner's guide, sorry, in acrylics. Full of projects, that one. Full of them. All the way through. Loads and loads of projects. A very well received book, that one. What was that?
That was a crash.
Was that a crash?
I think so.
God.
I'll go out and have a look in a minute.
Okay. Painting with System 3. That's the book I did for Dale Rowney a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and that again, it's covering the whole System 3 range. Lots of projects. And System 3 is such a fabulous system of painting because you've got System 3 paint, which is acrylic, which I'm using today. You've got heavy bodied System 3, you've got fluid System 3, you've got inks, System 3 inks. It's just full, and it's a fabulous way of painting. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Have a look on the website, charlesevansart.com, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.